What's going on, smart people? Yesterday I said for today's video I would try to make some predictions on the specific types of problems that would be on the qualifying exam. I didn't quite get through enough material for me to feel comfortable making those kind of predictions today, so it's a little too soon for that. So instead I'm making a video on what I asked you all. Yesterday I asked you, what is your Achilles heel for problem solving? What types of problems are you just not the best at solving? There's only 49 comments, so we can spend a little bit of time on this. I'm excited. I didn't really advertise that I was making a video on this at all, so that's probably why there's so few comments, which is a-okay with me. That means I can read them all. So let's go ahead and get started. First one, Doc Alex, the problems where you have to memorize tons of formulas. Yeah, in my experience, that only happens whenever there's a huge time constraint with like the exam that I'm taking. But if I have like a 3-hour exam, I don't normally feel like I have to memorize any equations. I have time to derive them if I need to. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of having to memorize anything. Hey Andrew, have any of your professors watched your videos? If so, what did they think about? Since there's only 49 comments, if there's kind of like a tangent comment, I'll still address it in the video. Hope you understand. I know a lot of my professors know that I make videos, at least the ones at ODU. I don't think that they watch them. I mean, the types of videos that I make usually are normally following me through this process of going through grad school or when I was going through undergrad. So if you're kind of at my level or further, I could kind of argue that maybe there's not a huge reason for you to watch my videos unless it's one of the more creative ones. So that's probably why I don't really think that they watch them. I struggle with problems that ask something. Exactly. Why do problems have to do that? I know exactly what you mean. True. Once I realize I don't understand something, it's hard for me to move on from it. That's what I said in yesterday's video. Big mood in topology right now. I'm starting to learn how many of you are taking courses like topology and differential geometry. Kind of jealous. Exam review after you finish goes without saying, Andrew. Yeah, I mean, that's a free video idea. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to capitalize on that. Exam review, that's appropriate. That's how exam works. I'd say good luck, but you won't need it. I don't know about that. I mean, it takes a lot of preparation for me to like feel comfortable with exams. I don't consider myself a very quick person. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. Luck has nothing to do with it. It's preparedness. It's just like the rate at which I have to prepare. Nothing really comes easy, so it's like I spend a lot of time on specific subjects. Let's read these comments. Yeah, he will. Dude scored at the bottom 2% of the physics GRE and was rejected into grad school on the first go-around for a reason. He'll probably test into the master's program at most. Yeah, I mean, for that, people like to hold the third percentile that I got on the physics GRE. It's like I got really straight A's in undergrad. I still got into grad school. I do well on my graduate exams. Got 2 A's and a B in grad school, but that's what people like to hold over me. I mean, everyone should be skeptical about someone who's feeding them any kind of information. So if me doing poorly on one test is a reason for people to take whatever I say with a grain of salt, I'm a-okay with that. You know, it's a good thing for the wrong reason, I guess, but it's still the good thing. Andrew's a beast. He's going to ace this exam. You overestimate him, while I tend to underestimate him. He prepares. I do wish him the best. Thank you. Who needs good luck when you got good skill? Don't be such an ass. No, he's not being. I mean, he does have a good point. It's a standardized test, or he has a point. It's a standardized test that I did not meet the standard on my first time. In fact, I did extremely poorly on the first time. I ended up getting in like the 30th percentile, like 30-something percentile my second time around, which is a good amount better. But I could see how, I mean, doing that poorly on an exam your first time is just like, do I really want to listen to this guy? But I think everything else I've done, I think it compensates, and I think that's all that matters. For me, it's mathematical modeling, basically word problems. I love the process of taking information from a situation. So that's your weak point, but it's also a process that you love. That's pretty cool. That's a good way of turning a weak point to a strong point. There's a whole chapter on it in my upcoming math class. One of the colleges I plan on transferring to has an entire class on it that I really would like to take. I love applied mathematics, but I'm not too good at it honestly. Sounds like if you took some physics classes, they're pretty much all word problems. Hardest problems to solve, probably algorithms and big O notation. Big O being order of error. That's how I know it anyways. Oh right, I'm a CS major. I don't know why I watch videos from this channel. Well, welcome. Happy to have you. If you're literally 4 years old, it's not too hard to draw circles and brackets. Maybe that's not the right thing though. For me, if I notice that there's a problem type I hate, I usually beat my face against it until I'm either happy with those questions or want to do a Boltzmann. Poor Boltzmann, R.I.P. Boltzmann. Taylor expansions. Who hates Taylor expansions? I mean, it's kind of frustrating if you're given a problem and you don't know that that's the step that you need to take to solve it, or if you don't know if it's an appropriate approximation to make. They always make your life easier. Hey, the DBZ mug. Did you get any of the Adidas collab shoes? No, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of how they look, and I'm not a huge collector either, so if I would, it would be for like collection purposes, but my room is small enough. I have no room for things like that. Good luck. I hope your exam goes well enough so that the exam review doesn't turn into a meme review. I'm sure it will be both. I struggle with problems that I have to do with E&M, especially circuit stuff, so I've structured my entire undergrad and post-grad studies around not taking any E&M papers. I did have to do it a bit in my freshman year for general physics, but I just skipped all the E&M questions in the assignments and the exams. It's a kind of a learning experience though, if you can identify that that's like a weak point. I don't know, they're not, you should really try and learn them, it sounds important. Are you doing physics? If you're doing physics, you can't really have weak points, I guess. It's not like, oh, I guess that's just something I don't understand. I mean, E&M circuit stuff can be tricky, but if you solve enough of the problems, they're kind of all the same problem, especially for regular E&M, where it's like, use Gauss's law, or use Ampere, or Biot-Savart law, or you have like a loop, and then a current flowing through a wire. It's like, they're all those problems. Good luck, thank you. I have my thermodynamics exam tomorrow, and I'm scared as hell. I just can't understand photon gas problems. So you're getting into the statistical mechanics too? StatMech, it's funny, in undergrad I had a hard time with classical thermo and did better on the StatMech part. Now I feel more comfortable with the classical thermo, but I do still need to emphasize the StatMech a bit more. I struggle with problems where you have to come up with a very specific assumption, which you could have only come up with if you had already done this kind of exercise about 1,000,000 times before, or if your professors taught you this specific way. If I sound salty about this, it's because I am. That's kind of exactly what happened in my quantum course this last semester. There was always a trick to every problem, and if you didn't know the trick, it took you hours, or took me hours to figure it out. I hate it when you have to make an approximation to get the answer, but that approximation isn't standard, and the question doesn't explicitly state it. I had that in my third year GR exam for a question on the Kerr. Completely ruined my paper. So is that undergraduate GR? So you're doing rotating black holes in undergraduate GR. That sounds like a lot, but at least they're not charged. For studying, do you follow typical advice like completing exams under exam conditions? Absolutely. That's what I did the second time around that I took the physics GRE. I had a timer, a stopwatch, so that I made sure that I was keeping a consistent pace with the problem solving. It's really helpful. Working in the same room as the exam will take place. That's a little extra, in my opinion. And your weakness, I guess, is special relativity. Problems are difficult for me. I don't know why, but something about time dilation keeps tripping me up. Moving clocks tick slower. My problem is reading comprehension and drawing diagrams if necessary. I used to not really draw diagrams. I used to just try to picture everything in my head, which worked fine. But if you're turning in a paper for grading, it's definitely easier on the grader if you draw your thing. So it's better for you to be able to draw diagrams because it's putting the abstract into a picture, making it more visual, and it makes it easier on the person grading. Maybe they'll give you more partial credit. Please boycott this YouTuber for disabling video back button. It's a sticky, dirty, what is video back? Force longer view time. I don't know what that is. Boycott this disabling video back button. No, I really have no idea what that is. If they were confident that videos are good, they would not be doing this. I'm sorry that you think that. I don't think I'm doing that. I just upload the videos in standard way. I don't know. The hardest problems on exams for me are mathematical proofs I've never seen before, like proving a new little theorem. Oh, maybe that wasn't about, did you say a certain YouTuber? No, he's talking about me. Okay. Hardest problems for me on exams are mathematical proofs I've never seen before, like proving a new little theorem in an exam was really hard for me because it took me ages. Those are actually my favorite ones to solve. I think those are the ones I'm best at, are those kinds of derivation problems. I 100% agree about how even if a topic may not even be on the exam, it's so hard to skip it when you don't understand it. This happens to me too often where I find something that's somewhat minor and super specific topic. I know it won't matter much, but in reality I may spend hours on making my understanding of it perfect. This can waste so much time and energy because I may not have as much time figuring out much more important topics. I'm not even taking this exam, but it's come up so quickly, the qualifying exam. I'm sure you'll do great. The questions that get me are the ones that say, like, if I get stuck on problem 1, I go to number 2, and it says, based on your answer in problem 1. Yeah, those are kind of frustrating, where you'll have a single problem, but maybe the parts are based on the previous parts. But in my experience, if you get the first part wrong, but you understand, if you got the correct answer on the first part, and you use it correctly for the subsequent parts, they might be more lenient with that, which is at least good. Based on, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I got this. Mine is circuits. It's so confusing. I had a hard time with circuits as well. It is a DBZ mug. Exam review. I will do one. You've got this. I got rejected from my first choice school. That's really disappointing. I'm sorry. They gave me bullshit that says I could transfer fall 2020 through a program that makes it easier for me, but that's not a guarantee. Hey, how's Jesse Kyle doing? Jesse Kyle is doing real well. I expect he'll make a reappearance sometime this semester. And that is the comments. Some of you don't like solving E&M problems, but it seems like the majority of you, it's more of a type of problem, not specific to a subject, like when you're not told you have to do a bunch of approximations. I know that the Goldstein Classical Mechanics book does a lot of that, but ever since I read that comment about my professors watching the videos, that got me curious on the demographic of people that watch mine. I know I could probably find out in the analytics, but now I'm just curious. I want you to comment in the comment section. Are you in high school? Are you in undergrad, grad school, not in school at all? Just let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys there.